Greetings, humans. Greetings, and welcome back to another fun-filled episode. Bear here, 29-year veteran of the woods. It is YouTube's #1 show by a bear. 7 out of 8 TikTok women, they would agree, rather see a bear in the woods than a man in the woods. That's right, people. It is your emotional support animal. Bear here, back in the saddle yet again for another fun episode. Boy, I tell you, if you ever see a bear in a saddle riding a horse, better watch out. That is not going to be the day for you. So we were at it last night. Gosh, 2 hours. Taking on Santa Claus, people. We finally defeated Santa Claus, his elves, his minions, and his navy. Took them all out. Saved the North Pole. Got rid of the evil Santa Claus, and installed a brand new, some might say, good Santa Claus, people. If you don't know what Bear in Hell's talking about, go check out. We have a little video series now, apparently, called the Chat Council. So we try and do that every couple days here. Some fun stuff, a video game with Civilization 7. So we're having some fun over there. If you want, come on, join us. Good times had by all, except for evil Santa Claus. And of course, Harriet Tubman as well. She's gonna get hers next, people. Better watch out, Harriet Tubman. She's obviously angry that Bear has cotton plantations, but such is the life in Civilization 7, people. Yes, indeed. Great to have all of you here with us here today. I've got just a very scant campaign update for you people. Let me just bring that up while we're doing the thing with the thing here. Professional show, yada yada yada. Go check out. People, I don't know how many times Bear has to tell you this, but you got to. You got to. Go check out Gary Shipman's Tight Mouse and Bite Volume 3. My asthma. He needs your help, people. He definitely needs your help. 204 backers, 13,704. He's actually went up, hasn't he? I think he's got an extra backer or two. So good on Gary. I will take full credit for that. As Bear should, people. And also, Uncle E. He's got a little book about a frog fighting bees from outer space. Not doing too bad. $793,585. He could push over to 800K. So, good on him, man. Good on him. It's been out for, gosh, almost 2 years now. So, hopefully you'll maybe make that milestone, push it over $1 million, and everybody will be happy in Pie Land out there. Yes, indeed, people. And of course, we were checking this 420. We were checking this the last time. Eric Nienoltowski. He's got a book out as well, so go check it out. I'm not sure if he's just doing the 30 days or if he's doing a 30-day and extension, but let's not dilly-dally around. Make sure you go help out old Eric Nienoltowski get his art book out there. So go check that out, people. Go definitely check that out. We've got just a very quick update from Graham Nolan from a couple days ago, 4 days ago. The Joe 3 files are at the printer, he says. Barring any issues on their end, he's putting it all on them, the printer. We're on track to begin March Madness and some fulfillment as well. This book is bad arse, he says. We couldn't have done it without you. Well, thank you, Graham. Listen, Bear put in like a little bit of effort, but I'm glad that, you know, the book wouldn't have gotten done without him. So I'm glad Bear was able to essentially save and make sure that Joe 3 came out. So you're welcome, people. You are all welcome out there. So there we go. There is Graham Nolan. A very quick, brief old update from old Graham out there. So there you go, people. There you are. Let me bring in the chat as it were out here. Peabody says hello. Glad we're back on books. After taking out Santa last night and his elves and minions and even Navy people, wouldn't you believe? Luckily, he didn't have any air cover from Rudolph or any of the other reindeer out there. We dodged a bullet, so to speak. So luckily we took out evil Santa Claus, installed the brand new dictatorship of good Santa Claus, and are now turning our gaze over to Harriet Tubman. You better watch out. Keep her paws off of Bear's plantations out there, for crying out loud. I need all those workers. I need all of that plantation workers that Bear can to make sure that he has a healthy civilization with people with nice clothes to be able to wear. Yeah, we got the sheep, they're nice, but really, cotton really is the fabric of our lives, people. Unless it's Harriet Tubman, then we're going to take her down. Thankfully, Harriet didn't align with Harriet Tubman. That we know of. We don't know. We don't know. She could have tried to come, she could have tried to come in from the south, Santa Claus from the north, to try and encircle Bear. It wasn't going to happen. Not going to happen, Rick. Not going to happen, Harriet Tubman. So, Bear, along with the Chat Council and their infinite wisdom, helped save, once again, Athens and Sparta. Took out another took out the barbarians up there in the North Pole, and we're turning our gaze over to Harriet Tubman. So if you haven't checked it out, come on out, have some fun. Interactive game, Civilization 7, so you don't have to have the game. It's just all in good fun until you're trying to take out another civilization. There you go, people. There you are. Speaking of taking out entire civilizations, people, I've got some bad news for you. Kind of a little bit of an update. Bad news for you. Well, good news for you. Bad news for Bear, really. I'd already got all set up and everything. Got the cave ready to go next coming years because we were going to have an asteroid take out, I don't know, what was it? Mumbai? Chicago? It was going to take out a city. We don't know which. Unfortunately or fortunately, depending on how you look at it, NASA says additional observations continue to reduce chances of an asteroid impact 2032, people. So I'm sorry to say that we're not, pardon me, get all choked up about it, people. We're not gonna get destroyed by the asteroid after all. Observations made overnight on February 19th. The asteroid 2024 YR4 decreased further chances of it impacting Earth, people. From a high of, 3% down to 0.28%. Which is still kind of high, really, if you think about it, but whatever. NASA's planetary defense teams, oh boy, will continue to monitor the asteroid and improve our predictions of the asteroid's trajectory. With this new data, the chance of impacting with the moon, look out, moon, has increased to 1%. So we dodged the asteroid hitting Earth. But look out, moon people. It might take away your cheese. As an asteroid would hit the moon. The latest data will continue to be available at NASA's JPL Automated Sentry page, but we are out. We are out of the cone of uncertainty of asteroids hitting Earth within the next, 7 years or something like that. So, yay, Earth, look out, moon. Look out, moon, you are in the crosshairs. Well, if not 2032, then maybe 2033. It could be. It could, whip around the moon, pick up some speed. It'd pick up some speed a little bit, whipping around the moon, and then it would come straight into Chicago, or Mumbai, or wherever the hell they're talking about. Maybe the asteroid would give the man in the moon the third eye. Ay, that's gotta hurt, man. I guess, what is it? The Indians, they have, the third, they got the little dot, right? Isn't that a third eye? Maybe something like that. They would turn the moon from the French to the Indians, people. There you go. That would be very interesting. But we don't gotta worry about it. 2032. there's a lot of other stuff that could kill us in between then. So, no biggie. I mean, we've already got Wu Flu #2 out. There might not be anybody left by 2032. You never know. You never know, people. There is. There is this. I don't know if you've actually seen this, P-Money, but there is a new AI video out from El Trumpo, talking about how he's going to take over. He's going to take over Gaza. So let's take a look and see how that's going to look out here, people. He's got this post on Truth Social. Hey, check this out, people. Oh, okay. What is it? What could it be? Let's see if this works. Why doesn't it go in full screen? I don't know, people. I don't know why it doesn't go full screen. But anyways, there we go, people. What is next for Gaza? Well, it's got to be... Oh, did I pause it? I might have paused it. There we go. It's got to be the Dubai. Oh, boy. Forget about that Hamas, people. We're going to go build Trump Tower. Elon's happy. He's eating... I don't know what the deal is with the bearded belly dancers there, but hey, why not? Listen, we are all-inclusive here in the brand new Gaza. You know, with giant gold statues, Trump Plaza, Trump and Bibi at the poolside. Okay, sure, why not? What the hell, man? What the heck? Something to look forward to, people. Maybe, I don't know, maybe that asteroid could have impacted Gaza and kind of made it a little bit better there, but there you go. If you haven't seen it, some crazy AI image. There's the bearded. I don't know what the hell's going on with the bearded belly dancers. I mean, at least they're not goats. So there you go. I always wanted to open up an adult club in the Gaza called the Gaza Strip. I think that would have been a great idea. But Bear wanted to keep his head, so things prevented Bear from that. So anyways, interesting look. They're saying, hey, look, Gaza, you don't have to live in misery the entire time. You could go to Trump Gaza here with the lovely hotels, Elon eating, I don't know what the hell's going on with the belly dancers. Honestly, I have no idea why there are bearded belly dancers. But that's AI for you, people. That's the AI. Luckily, Elon has all the fingers. You know, he's not like a 7-fingered weirdo or anything like that. That we know of. That we know of, people. So there you go. Trump Gaza. Go check it out. Hopefully hitting before the asteroid does. We hope. We definitely hope. They could use the renovation over there in the Middle East. So why not? What the heck, man? It couldn't get any worse. Could it? Could it? Could it get any worse? I sure hope not. That's what Gaza needs is casinos, says P-Money. That's my thought exactly. We need more casinos there. Well, if he can't be president of the U.S. after 2028, he can be president of New Gaza. I'm not so sure about that. Like, what is that? The 20... What was that? The 20... I say like the 20th Amendment or something like that. It says basically, they put it in after FDR ran for like 4 terms. And it said something to the effect of, you couldn't have more than 2 consecutive terms in office. Well, Trump, he was there from 2016 to 2020. Then he, for some reason left under mysterious circumstances, and then came back in 2024. So if he runs again in 2028, I mean, technically it's not 2 consecutive terms, so he could run theoretically for a 3rd term, and it would be all legit constitutionally. So, you never know, people. That's the sound of millions of heads exploding once they hear, oh my God, he could come back for another term. Yeah, I mean, it's possible. It's definitely possible. We can always repeal the amendment as well, like we did with the alcohol amendment. That didn't last too long. We said we needed our alcohol back. So, I mean, it's always possible, people. Definitely always possible. We'll see. we'll definitely see here. So thank you, P-Money. Thank you so much. All right, Bear has very important news for all you good people. I know we've been following along with this for quite some time. Bear has kept both of his eyes on what the hell's going on with what's called the DCU. That would be the brand new, quasi-brand new, although not really. They didn't completely clean the slate over there, but they sort of did in a weird way, but not really. I don't know. It's odd, people, but DCU, James Gunn, the Saffron, they're providing updates on DC's. God, I hate the name of this. The Gods and Monsters films and TV plans. Details on Clayface, Lantern's premiere, Batman, The Bold and the Beautiful, and also much, much, much more. Much more, people. There we go. So let's go ahead. Let's get into it. From our good friend out there, Deadline Anthony D'Alessandro. Let's see what the heck, people, is going on. Clayface, the Batman villain, is getting his own show. No, it's much worse than that, P-Buddy. He's getting his own movie. Oh boy, we'll find out here. We've got all of them here, P-Money. Don't you worry about a thing, man. They begin. 2 years after becoming the co-heads of DC Studios, James Gunn and Peter Safran brought us up to speed on their vision of an interconnected DC across TV and film, a phase they entitled Gods and Monsters. How about we just put out a movie and see if it does well before you start saying, look, we've got phases. And our first one, Gods and Monsters. Oh boy, did Marvel have their phases? It was just like phase 2, phase 3, phase 4, right? They didn't have any, names for it. Oh, for crying out loud. Mostly everything they announced back in January 2023 is intact in some form or fashion. No, it's not, you bunch of liars out at Deadline. We'll get to that in just a minute. And we've provided an update on projects down below. We'll get to that. The duo's plan moving forward is to release 2 live-action and 1 animated DC film per year. Good luck! They're also targeting 2 live-action and 2 animated series for Max per year. Good luck! However, folks, you may be surprised to learn this. For 2025, there's only one series, and that's season 2 of Gunn's Peacemaker premiering in August. And some of you might say, hey, Bear, wait a minute. Hey, I remember back in the day, 2 years ago or whatever it was, they had the original Peacemaker, and it was with, the whole Suicide Squad, which was part of the Zack Snyder universe, wasn't it? And I'm like, yeah, it is. Well, wait a minute, Bear. If they're doing season 2 of this Peacemaker show, how is that a break from the past and a brand new vision of the future? That's a good question. A very good question. DC chiefs on exit of Warner Brothers marketing boss. And how? What? Huh? Okay, whatever. Anyways. We've unified the brand, they've said. They've greenlit 5 theatrical films. Listen, I'm greenlighting films all the time. Doesn't mean they're going to come out, but yeah, they're greenlit. Made 3 live-action series. Have they? Wait a minute. They made, let's see. They're doing season 2 of Peacemaker. They did season 1 of Penguin, which doesn't have anything to do with the DCU. What was the third one? I don't know. And they're producing 5 animated series. Okay, yay. We've also acquired and distributed a BAFTA and PGA award-winning documentary. Yay? I don't know what that has to do with golf, but, yeah, that's going to bring people into the theaters On to Max, a documentary that's won awards, people. Gosh dang it, I know when people are out there, what do we watch? I know, an award-winning documentary. They're like, yay! I'm not so sure about that. Saffron said Saffron Friday in a press conference on Warner Brothers Burbank lot. Weren't they trying to sell that at some point? I don't know. Yeah, the Batgirl movie was also greenlit. Not only greenlit, it was filmed. It was in the can, man. It was in the can, and then they lit it on. They took a match and threw it into the can and lit it on fire, and then took that fire and then buried it 6 feet under the Warner Brothers Burbank lots, and nobody ever could find it. Hey, Wait, they did that with another movie as well, right? It was Batgirl and there's something else that they were supposed to put out there. I forget what it was. Nobody remembers. It doesn't matter. The duo's MO was to course correct, except for they're putting out season 2 of a series that came out into the previous regime. But alright, whatever. How properties are exploited, people. Exploited! Remember that. They're exploiting you. Across TV and film. Quite often, a superhero such as Superman would get double exposure on the big screen and on TV, but under 2 different mythologies. Talk about the CW's Smallville and Zack Snyder's Man of Steel. Well, CW, number one, Smallville, they have it listed here. 2001 to 2017. Holy cow, wow, that's a long time. CW was essentially like the proto Max streaming service. Obviously, it wasn't streaming, but Warner Brothers was trying to put, all their films and TV series and whatnot all onto one place. That would have been the CW. That didn't quite work out that well, but hey, we're going to do it again with Max. That'll work. That'll definitely work. So yeah, Smallville came before Zack Snyder, which they were trying to do something completely different. Had nothing to do with the CW. Okay, whatever. Anyways, people. The DC brand was being defined by different creative teams at the company, and each was pursuing their own distinct vision of the characters, the stories, and it left little room to collaborate or crossover. So it wasn't one DCU, but many. People, I want you to hang on to this quote. I want you to put this quote right into your mind here, because just shortly, we're going to show you how crazy and silly and stupid this is. Saffron said, ultimately, this fracture provided very challenging for consumers and chipped away at the very identity of our brand. So this is what brought us to DC Studios, bringing a sense of unity, cohesion, and consistency. To this, you do know that it's not an actual universe, right, Saffron? You do know that it's just... You do know that it's just movies that are interconnected. It's not like an actual, a string theory universe that lives on in another dimension or something like that, right? You do know that, right? You haven't been sipping the Kool-Aid that much, have you? Maybe they have. Maybe they are headed to Jim Jones Island and enjoying the Kool-Aid. You never know. Let's see, blah, 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 blah. Only makes sense to us as storytellers, but it has to be the future of the DC brand. People want to see these iconic characters. We want to see them interacting. Of course. I want to see Batman and Superman hanging out at the local Mickey D's or whatever, just kind of shooting the breeze. Seeing what's going on with each other's lives, troubled relationships, maybe money problems. Well, maybe not Batman, but you get the idea. Wait a minute, I don't know. Does Clark Kent have money problems? I mean, has there ever been anything where, like Clark Kent can't make the rent for that month? He's gotta be like, oh God, I don't know, what do I do? I'm Superman. I guess he can live in the Fortress of Solitude after a while. I mean, it's not like he has to live in Metropolis and pay a whole bunch of money for rent. It'd be a long commute, but he could fly. I mean, he is able to fly. So I don't know if Superman has money issues or not. People, not really sure about that. Where the hell are we? He's been fired from the Daily Planet. Oh, the poor guy. Man, oh man, Clark Kent, you're fired. Ay, ay, ay. Unlike the people at MSNBC are being shown the door left and right. Was it racist? It was not racist at all, people. Ay, ay, ay. I can see Clark Kent out there just, panhandling and whatnot. Hey, can you spare a brother a dime, people? Come on, man. Come on, man. That would actually make a great series. Broke Superman. Broke Clark Kent. Clark Kent must legitimately come across money without having to steal it or use his special powers in any way. To be able to, he could be like, what do they call that? The 3-card Monty? He could use his X-ray vision to find out where the actual card is. And like he could make money that way, but would it be legit? Would that be within his ethos to be able to cheat at cards as Clark Kent, to be able to make money so he's not on the street? See, these are the important questions that need to be asked instead of, I don't know, whatever the hell they're gonna do here. We'll find out. I know that my basic plan is over the next 6 years. No, you don't, James Gunn, you big dummy. And it's 8 years, because you've been there for 2 years, so I know what my basic plan is for the next 6 years. I mean, nothing specific, really, just kind of basic stuff that we have going on here. Me as the head, co-head, whatever of DCU. Yeah, we just got basic stuff. Well, we've got superheroes. They need movies, they need TV shows. It'll all work out. It'll all work out. Superman could also blow the dice playing craps to make sure it always lands on 7. But, you would figure that they'd get suspicious of that after a while. You'd have the thugs in the casino, take Clark Kent aside and, try to beat it out of him. Like, okay, sucker, how are you getting all these 7s all at once? And, they're trying to beat up Clark Kent, but, he's just not phased at all. See, this is a TV series that needs to be made. Broke Clark Kent goes to the casino, tries to cheat at dice. The goons, take him into the back room, start beating him up, but they can't beat him up because he's Superman, after all, although they don't know that. And, hilarity would ensue, people. James Gunn, listen. You just need to hire Bear. I got this taken care of, man. We came up with that in like 5 minutes. This is easy. This is the easy stuff. I don't need no basic plan for 6 years. I've got broke Clark Kent for the next 2 at least. Let's see. Gunn teased, hinting that ultimately there's going to be some form of an Avengers-like feature project in store. What? Oh my God! No way! Really? Really? You mean to say, James Gunn, that the DCU might try to ape off of Disney over there and try to make their own version of the Avengers? Huh? No way. Maybe some sort of League of Justice, perhaps. That would be nice. Maybe they should make a movie about that, and maybe try to tease a sequel that we might never see. I think that's the super brain of James Gunn, thinking well outside the box. Well outside the box. Though he provided no details. Of course not. Why should he? Why should he? I mean, listen, you get caught up in the lies with the details, people. You want to make sure when you're going out for folks at Deadline out there and trying to tell them, hey, this is what we've been doing for the past 2 years. I've got a Peacemaker TV show and a Superman movie. That's about it, man. That's literally it. I'm not going to take that Bear's advice and do broke Clark Kent. That just makes way too much sense. Way too much sense. Summed up by the Saffron at the end of Friday's presser. Everything that DZ, that'd be the David Zaslav, I like the Z-Man. It's more authoritative, right? You better watch out, there goes the Z-Man over there. Instead of, oh, look how DZ's coming. Like, DZ, that doesn't seem very, I don't know, intimidating, powerful. Yeah, look out, it's DZ. The Z-Man, man, the Z-Man. I promised this 2 years ago when I took the job. It's all been a reality since we've taken the job. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. What always blows anybody's mind is how does Superman sleep with Lois? Very gently, sir. Very gently. I can understand pulling your punches, but how do you protect Lois from that? Well, when there's birds and there's bees, Peabody, a man and a woman get together and, when they love each other very, very much, they might, at certain times, a bump and grind, as the kids say these days. Do a little bit of the bump and grind out there. So, it's a very gentle. One might say Superman is a gentle lover out there, much like Bear. So, it's kind of really hard. I didn't know whether I was going to be having to talk about this so soon. I thought I had a couple more years to go here, Peabody, before we had to start discussing this. But Bear will think on that and try to figure out a really good way. Just look, make sure you use a condom. That's all that Bear's gonna say. Make sure you use that condom, and make sure out there that you really love who you're with. Much like Superman supposedly loves Lois. Apparently. One would hope. I'm glad we had this talk, P-Money. Glad we had this talk. Got you square on the path. Soon you'll be smoking cigarettes and drinking like the real man that you are, P-Money. There you go. All right, let's figure out what kind of movies. That's one strong condom. It's more like a contractor garbage bag, really. But let's not get into those details, people. Let's not get into that, man. First up, people. First up, from the brilliant minds of the Safran and Gunn, which kind of sounds like a law firm. Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow. Wait a minute. Hold on. Okay, it's Supergirl, but she's the Woman of Tomorrow. Okay, so is Supergirl a girl? I'm not aware of this. I thought she was a woman, really. Wouldn't it be called Superwoman? And why would you put girl and then woman of tomorrow? Is she becoming a woman tomorrow? Do I need to go with the birds and the bees again with Supergirl? Listen, Supergirl, when a man loves a woman, and, he asks you out on a date, and, you're feeling very nervous. You don't feel pressured. Don't feel pressured, Supergirl, that you gotta become a woman tomorrow. You can save yourself for the right guy. It doesn't have to be the first guy that comes along. Gosh, I'm sweating here. I really didn't know I was going to be talking about that today here, but birds and the bees, yada yada yada. You'll be a young lady, a young woman soon enough. So yes, I'm glad we had this talk. And Bear will do better the next time. Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow. A Gunn and the Safran said that the Craig Gillespie directed, Millie Adcock starring movie based on. By the way, let me see. Is she a girl or is she a woman? Millie Adcock. Let me look this up. Hold on one second, people. Born in 2000, so she's probably a woman or a lady by now. An Aussie, crying out loud. She starred as young Rhaegar Targaryen in the HBO fantasy series House of the Dragon. Yay? Well, that's corporate synergy right there. That's definitely corporate synergy. A bear teaching the birds and the bees was not on my bingo card. Well, you need to get a bigger bingo card, Peabody. There you go. Let's see. I started moving based on the Tom King. Oh, joy. Bilkis, Evely, and Matthews Lopez. Lopes? I don't. Matthews, get a better name, sir. A Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow is halfway through production. The release date, June 26, 2026. Wait a minute, hold on. So it's halfway through production, and you're putting it out next year. I'm not so sure that's going to happen, man. Maybe. I mean, it might. It may. We'll see. All right, Peabody, here you go. Clayface, with James Watkins in talks to direct a solid Mike Flanagan script turned in. The goal is to start filming this summer. We haven't got our director yet. But we're going to start filming this summer, I think, maybe. Clayface isn't as widely known as the Penguin or Joker. But we think his story is as deeply resonant, thrilling, and even more. What the hell are you people doing? Oh, my God. What's... Like, which brainiac thought that it was a great idea to make a villain-centered story without the superhero? Like, haven't we figured this out over at Sony? What was the latest one? Kraken didn't even crack the top 10. What was it? Venom as well. It was nice. Morbius 2. I mean, can't we figure this out? That like, hey, maybe. And what was it? Madam Web. What's the deal with making all the movies without the actual superhero in there? So they're saying, okay, all right, everybody knows the Penguin did pretty good on the Max series. Everybody knows the Joker, even though that was one of the biggest bombs of all time. Instead of going with that, we're going to go with Clayface. Oh, terrific. That's not widely known, but that's going to be one of our first films starting out the gate. Great. Terrific. The release date, September 11th. Oh, for crying out loud. Who's picking these dates? Could you make it September 10th or 12th? Oh, for crying out loud. Oh, who thought this was a good idea? 26 is in the post-Labor Day time frame. Yes it is, but you could have literally picked any other day other than that. Where Warner Brothers has rallied with genre movies like It, The Nun, and Beetlejuice. Well, wait a minute. It was a remake. Beetlejuice was a sequel. I have no idea what The Nun is. No idea whatsoever. They are counting on all their baskets here. Hey, we're going to be as good as The Nun. Who? The Nun. The Nun. The Nun. Oh, okay, The Nun. Okay, so there you go, Clayface. The pick is set in Hollywood and Gotham. What? Aren't they on opposite sides of the country? Is Gotham close to Hollywood? Is there a Hollywood in the DC lore? Okay, we'll go with it. There's a okay. The pick is set in Hollywood and Gotham, but people, it's not clear yet if it will even shoot in Southern California after the LA wildfires. Brilliant, Jenkins, brilliant. Oh, for crying out loud! What the hell are you people doing? What the heck? We're going to have our picture set in Hollywood, but you know what? We're not going to shoot in Hollywood. It's going to star an actor. These are the movies. It's always the Hollywood navel gazers. They're like, oh, we got to make a movie about Hollywood. But nobody cares because nobody cares about movies about Hollywood, except for people that live in Hollywood. And they're not even going to film it in Hollywood. Oh, for crying out loud. Okay, anyways, there's Clayface, maybe 26. We'll see. We gotta find a director. And we gotta figure out where we're gonna shoot it at. But other than that, it's all downhill from here, people. It's all definitely downhill from here, people. This is my favorite one. The Batman #2. Ay, ay, ay. The Batman was a #2. I will say that. Definitely a #2. For crying out. Matt Reeves has yet to turn in a script. Bull honky. But from what Gunn and Safran have read, they love it. Okay. See, this is where Deadline wants you to think that you're stupid and they're smart. Okay. Matt Reeves has yet to turn in a script, they said. But, from what Gunn and Safran have read, they love it. Well, wait a minute. How can you read a script that hasn't yet been turned in? How does that make any sense whatsoever? Listen, people, they're lying to you. What happens is, especially if it's a sequel, so they already want to go ahead and make the sequel. Possibly. I don't think they are going to, but whatever. We'll go along with it, people. We'll go along with it. He's already turned in a script. Probably multiple scripts, and they haven't come to an agreement on how it's going to fit, really. That's my guess. So even though you have a script, and you might turn it in, it's not a, quote, official script. Okay? But it's still a script that they've read, so, this is so stupid. It hurts Bear's brain just reading it. A production outlook is at the end of 2025, so they are going to make a movie that they do not yet have a script on. Sure, that makes sense. The release date is October 1st, 2027. Yeah, good luck with that. We don't have a script. We're looking at essentially early 26 to start production. That's not even starting filming. That's just starting production. And we're going to release it a year and a half later. Yeah, sure. And they're going to release it on October 1st, which is a weekend, which Warner Brothers still owns the domestic record with 2019's Joker at $96.2 million. And I'm sure the Batman 2 is going to do as good as the Joker 2. Matt Reeves, have you considered turning your Batman script into a musical? I think if you turn it into a musical and piss off all the fans that you have for your admittedly crap movie, I think you've got something here. I really, really do. But if you weren't confused enough, people, there's also another Batman in the mix. That would be Batman the Brave and the Beautiful, the Bold and the Beautiful. A Gunn's other universe Batman, separate from Reeves' universe, remains in development hell, people. Andy Muschietti will be the first one to see a script. He was supposed to be writing the script, but I guess he'll be the first one to see it after all. They have a writer, but they didn't want to name him, as it puts too much pressure on the guy. The poor guy. Oh, we don't want to put too much pressure on the guy writing the other Batman film. God forbid. He might crack. He might lose his marbles and start making another. He might make a musical Batman as well. What the heck? We're going to have two competing musical Batmans. Oh, for crying out loud. Ay, ay, ay. Ay. Ay, 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 people. Remember this. Remember, Gunn's other universe Batman, separate from Reeves' universe, remains in development. We only got to go back a couple of paragraphs here. I told you, remember, quote, the DC brand was being defined by different creative teams at the company, and each was pursuing their own distinct vision of the characters, the stories, and it left very little room to collaborate or crossover. So it wasn't one DCU, but many. The Batman 2. The Batman Brave and the Bold. It's the other universe Batman. What could go wrong, people? What could go wrong? They didn't want to put too much pressure on the guy. Batman Bold and the Beautiful centers on the Dark Knight and his son Damon Wayne as Robin, who's quite the firecracker, they said. The je ne sais quoi the project is that Batman is unaware he has a son. What? Wait a minute. The Dark Knight, hanging out with Robin, but yet he's unaware that he is his son, and this is the world's greatest detective. Yeah, not too much pressure on the poor scriptwriter there. Here, Robin, you need to put on this mask. Why, Batman? Because you look so much like me. Why is that, Batman? I don't know. I have no idea. This is a head scratcher for me, Batman. I'm scratching, well, whatever, the cowl. I'm scratching, it's a cowl scratcher, really. I had no idea that you're my illegitimate son that I've had many years ago. We just happened to cross paths. And all of a sudden you became Robin. And wow, oh wow. Were you a great teammate? I had no idea you were literally my son. The world's greatest detective. Oh my god. The poor scriptwriter. Make it a musical. Listen, I'm telling you, man, if you make it a musical, this will be a whole lot better. I'm telling you. What could go wrong? What could go wrong, people? Anyway, says Batman Brave and the Beautiful. So we're just going to skip over Robin Grays, Jason Todd, and Tim Drake, and go straight to Robin for Damian. That's right, man, who's also his son. That Batman had no idea. Maybe he went through so many went through so many Robins, really, that, he's just picking up anybody off of the street. Hey, look, you can run real fast. All right, come on, man, you're going to be Robin. Who, me? Yeah, you. Well, wait a minute, I've got something to tell you. No, shut up. You're Robin, I'm Batman. You keep your mouth shut, Robin. We're gonna go solve crimes. Wait a minute, I got something really important to tell you. Dad, no, hush your face, Robin. Hush your face, I don't want to hear it. I'm the world's greatest detective. I know what's going on here. I don't need no lip from you, Damon Wade. That's really weird how you got my same last name as well. This is gonna be a real cowl scratcher here for me as Batman. But I don't know. Let's bust into song and dance. Oh man, I actually want to go see this movie now. Listen. This movie cannot compete with the movie that's playing in Bear's head right now. This is a comedy. This is literally a comedy. I know, not too much pressure on the scriptwriter, but I've came up with a story that's like 10 times better than what you could have done in like 5 minutes, man. 5 minutes, man. Ay. Amy, you have missed one of the greatest. Oh, this has been hilarious, Amy. You should have been here sooner. We're just glad to have you here, but oh my god. We're going through the DCU slate of films and TV series and picking them apart like only Bear can. Next up, people. By the way, did they even say what? They have no idea when this is coming out. They have no idea when it's coming out. Bear has come up with some great. James Gunn and the Saffron are a bunch of idiots. I've seen people at the Special Olympics have better ideas than the Saffron and the Gunn out here. But essentially, Bear came up. He's trying to help. Listen, I'm trying to help out here, people. I've come up with. Broke Clark Kent. He's trying to figure, he got fired from the Daily Planet. They're cutting staff left and right. So he gets fired and he's out on the street now, Clark Kent is. And he's got to make money, but he can only make money in a legitimate fashion. No stealing or robbing or anything like that. Also, apparently the second Batman, I'm calling it the Bold and the Beautiful. That's Bear's Batman. It's gonna be a comedy. It's gonna be a musical about Batman not realizing that Robin is his son, even though he is the world's greatest detective. So I'm labeling it as a musical comedy. Hopefully it'll be better than the Joker 2. I'm not going to insult the audience out there. I'm not going to insult the audience. I want to make it funny. I want to make it humorous in a way that the Joker could not, for some strange reason. You gotta name your movie The Joker. You gotta have some laughs in there somewhere, but not The Bold and the Beautiful. Batman the Bold and the Beautiful. You know, they're worried about so many different universes in the DCU. Well, we're about to have another Batman. It's gonna be Matt Reeves. It's gonna be Andy Muschietti, and it's gonna be the Comics Bear. We're gonna find out who does the best Batman. Hopefully it's Bear. I am very helpful. I try very much, Amy. I try very much. I still haven't gotten the call. Have I gotten the call? No, of course not. My agent is a squirrel after all, so you know, might be a little bit slow going on there. I feel like Columbo is a better detective than Batman. He did not know that Robin was his own son, even though he had his last name. He's just like, you, over there, you're going to become Robin. Who, me? Yeah, you. Well, I've got something to tell you, Batman. No, shush. I don't want to hear nothing from you, Robin Waynes. I have no idea who you are, but you're going to be on my superhero team here. But, you know, I used to have a son. Maybe, I don't know where he is anymore. Yeah, there you go. Sergeant Rock, people. Sergeant Rock. Squirrels make for pretty good agents. They get any place where trees are. I know. Listen, he did okay. Listen, he still needed to help out during the election. It was me and Fetterman all alone. I asked you to make some calls and you never did. He's just squeaking back at me. He's a squirrel. Don't worry about it. Keep quiet, Robin. Damien already fired 3 Robins before you. See, that would be interesting if instead of Robin dying, you know, Batman and Robin just go kind of separate ways. You know, it's like, listen, Robin, it's just not going to work out. You're slowing down Batman. I mean, you know, you're always getting in trouble and I got to come save you. It's just not really working out, Robin. So we got to go our separate ways. And, you know, then maybe Robin becomes a villain to Batman. That would be a good twist. That'd be a really good twist. But listen, we've already got enough Batmans as it is. Already too many, really. 1 too many. 2 too many, honestly. Sergeant Rock, people. Sergeant Rock. They're going to make this movie, people, I promise you. Well, maybe not. I don't know. In the wake of Daniel Craig 007 stepping away from the Luca Jordan, directed World War II movie, they've got a script. Holy cow. Scripted by Challenger's Scribe. Oh, for crying out loud. Seriously. Sergeant Rock gonna get into a threesome. Well, maybe they could put Zendaya in there and call it a day. The DC duo are looking for actors to play the title protag. Gunn and Safran said they'd never met with Craig and he was never attached, although he's stepping away. So, you know, I'm wondering if James Gunn is lying to people. I think he might be slightly less than truthful. I added the Safran, what we love about Sergeant Rock is the opportunity to tell a story about heroism and conflict in a compelling and unique way. That is like the superhero genre, you dummy. Yeah, what's really unique about our guy over here, instead of that stupid Batman or Superman, is we get to tell a story about heroism and conflict in a compelling and unique way. Wow. Genius. Man, oh man. Bunch of Mensa members over there. Justin really wrote a wonderful screenplay. And that's what catapulted to the project to the forefront. Even though we don't have an actor. We're going to shoot this summer. We got to find the right actor, though. But we're shooting this summer, gosh darn it. We got a script in hand. We've got a date that we're going to go shoot. We just need a minor thing like who's going to play the main character after all. I mean, really. I need minor things. minor issues there. We had Daniel Craig stepped away, although we never really talked to him, never really attached, really, honestly. But we'll find somebody. We'll find somebody out there. We'll see. Batman on Craigslist. New Robin needed. Must be open to living with a billionaire. Wow. I like that. I like that. I like that a lot. Robin grows up, gets married, becomes an attorney, or maybe a banker. Robins could stop robbing for many reasons beside adding to Batman's trauma. Yeah, okay, I can see that. Why not? What the hell? Robin gets married. Not sure that's the most... Robin, Attorney at Law, I don't know if it's the most compelling comic book out there, Amy, but why not? What the hell? Listen, it's better than anything that we've seen so far. A Swamp Thing? Yay! Alright. Feature will investigate the dark origins of Mudwater Creature. It's got James Mangold directed. He's on fire, people. He had that latest, what am I trying to say here? Latest, Indiana Jones movie, which was one of the biggest bombs of all time. So, good job, people. We're following up Joker 2 with a guy who directed another complete bomb. We're gonna make it Swamp Thing. I think he was just writing it, right? I don't even think he was gonna be directing. The ball's really in his court. We haven't really heard anything from him about the project moving forward. There was a Swamp Thing movie in 1982, and then 2019 has a CW series. I don't know what that has to do with what's going on here, but there's Swamp Thing. It's out there. Somewhere. Possibly. Maybe. If James Mangold wants to do it. If not, we're completely screwed. Completely screwed. Speaking of screwed, Teen Titans, people. Anna Nogoria turned in a draft. Ooh, a draft, you don't say. Anna's working on a script. It's something that she's really impassioned about. She's really impassioned about. Wouldn't it be passionate about? Or passionate about? It sounds like she's not that passionate about this. She turned over an amazing script to us. She's fiddling with that now. It's definitely not a finished script. So, it's... So it's just a concept is what you're saying. You've got a title, and you've got somebody that will put their name to it, but anything beyond that, we got nothing. Literally, we got nothing. We got nothing. We turned in a draft, that's about it. Which is usually the first draft. They don't ever say, script draft number 32, unless, it's already been greenlit and they're trying to bring in different actors or maybe different locations. They want to try out different things, maybe they need to go back to certain versions of the script. Usually it's version 1, 2, or 3 or something like that. Usually it doesn't get beyond that. So, no, she turned in a script. You didn't like it. They sent it back. She's fiddling with it now. And she hasn't finished the fiddling. So, Teen Titans ways away, people. Oh, and a screenplay, people. It's not even anything. Matthew Orton, the rumor is he's penning a screenplay about Deathstroke and Bane. Or, I don't know, whatever. Could be anybody. Neither Gunn or Safran would confirm or deny. They're still waiting on a draft. Wait a minute, hold on. Let me go back here. 1 second here. So they're gonna try and release 2 live-action movies and 1 animated film per year. And also 2 action and 2 animated series for Max per year. We'll get to the series in just a second. So let's see. 2 movies and an animated film per year. And they have 1 which is halfway through production. They've got another that, maybe they might start filming this summer. Maybe. Matt Reeves, yeah, sure, maybe 2026, possibly. Maybe. They don't want to put too much pressure on the Bold and the Beautiful. Sergeant Rock lost its actor, but they're going to shoot this summer. Swamp Thing, it's in the woods somewhere. Teen Titans, they got a draft, yo. There's rumors about another draft as well. So let's see, they have a whole Um, one, one in production, and one that's going to start filming, they think, this summer, and one that's way, way out there that might not even come in because he's not yet turned in a script. Another one that they don't have a script on. Way, way, way out there. This one's going to shoot this summer, Sergeant Rock, but they haven't found an actor. Swamp Thing on the back burner. Teen Titans, we don't know. Another one, it's just a rumor. So literally they have what? One, let's just call it two? Two films that they might be able to come out with by, what was this going to be? 26, right? This one is going to be 26. This one is going to be a little bit after. Yeah, September 11th. So they got two, maybe, possibly, that was going to come out next year. Maybe. If everything lines up correctly. We'll see. A movie about the Teen Titans before introducing any of the members of the Titans, asked P-Money. Yeah, that sounds promising. Yeah, who wants to see any of the Teen Titans in Teen Titans? I mean, it's worked for Captain America. We better get rid of Zack Snyder because he tried to make, the Justice League before we properly introduced all of our people. But yeah, let's go ahead and do Teen Titans. What could go wrong, people? What could go wrong? Oh, there's another one. The Authority. A feature which was announced 2 years ago is set to follow a group of anti-heroes who take matters into their own hands, despite what governments advise. Isn't this the Suicide Squad? Didn't we already do this? Screw it. I don't care about that one. Alright, TV, people. TV, we got one. We got Peacemaker, Season 2. Yay? Maybe? Waller. The Viola Davis Suicide Squad and Peacemaker spin-off, which was from the previous Zack Snyder universe, is coming over to this one, people. Maybe. Possibly. It's got some bumpy developments impacted by the strike, so it may or may not come out. Why would they? Why? Let's put a 60-year-old woman in a espionage superhero TV series. Does anybody want to see this? I mean, I know you got to give Viola Davis, here, Viola, here's some crumbs, here, we'll put you in something. Gotta put you in something, otherwise we're gonna be called racist or something like that. So, yeah. Yay, Peacemaker and Wallace. Great job, James Gunn. Doing the greatest out there. Lanterns. It will premiere sometime in 2026. Maybe. We'll see. The Penguin Season 2 is to be decided, people. There's a lot of moving pieces, including Colin Farrell himself. Yeah. That would be interesting if the Penguin didn't have the Penguin in it. That would be kind of odd. Since Saffron about the next phase of the Hit Back series about the Batman villain. Paradise Lost. Live-action series which Saffron billed as Game of Thrones-ish story about Thema Psycha, whatever the hell, the home of the Amazons and the birthplace of Wonder Woman, is still in the works. No writer. We're working on it. We'll figure it out. Maybe, possibly. So how many? They were going to produce, what, two? Two per year? So they got one. They've got one. This one's in development hell. This one might come out the next year. Maybe. This one, to be decided. We'll see. This one, no writer, no worries. Booster Gold. Series that follows a loser from the future who uses future technology to come back to today and pretends he's a superhero. We love Booster Gold. There's a particular showrunner. Wait, hold on. What? Maybe the Penguin joins the Titans. There you go. That would be interesting. Pardon me, people. 1 second. I gotta hold on. Let me hydrate the old brain here. Help me out, people. Help me out with this. Booster Gold. A series follows a loser from the future. He uses future technology to come back to today and pretends that he's a superhero. How is a loser a hero, much less a superhero? Now I can follow along, the call, usually the call out there that they have for people in storytelling out there. Okay, all right, your normal everyday Joe Schmo out there comes back from the future and is now gonna be a okay, I can see how you could turn from a regular Joe in the future to a superhero type person in today's modern world. How do you go from being a loser to a hero, much less a superhero? And okay, he's from the future. He uses future technology. Come back to today and pretends to be a superhero. Okay, grandfather paradox aside. Let's just put that aside for a second. Why would you pretend to be a super? So I guess there's already superheroes, and you're just trying to like blend in, but you don't want people to know that you're from the future. So you're pretending to be a superhero, so you have future technology, but you don't want people to know about that. Huh? What? I don't. I mean, if he has powers and saves people, he's a superhero. I guess. Booster is kind of a redemption story. Well, okay, here Bear goes once again helping out the Gunn and the Saffron. Okay, you've got somebody from the future. They make their way into the past. Well, our present. Our present. They've got, let's just say, I don't know, Star Trek, abilities. He's got a phaser, he's got a transporter or something like that. Okay, that would be, what we would, I don't know, consider to be superhero powers. What would say, what would Batman be, right? Wouldn't he kind of be the same thing? He doesn't have, any, quote unquote superhero powers. He's just, rich. And he's got, smarts, I suppose. So this guy, okay, he's got advanced technology. He comes back. I don't know why you would pretend to be a super. Okay, you could have this. Write this down, people. We got this. I'm helping out as best I can. You got a guy from the future. He's got technology. He comes back to the present, and he's going to help out people, kind of like a sort of futuristic A-team, right? If you've got problems, and nobody else can help you out. Dun 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, they're like the A-team from the future. That would work. Why would you want to be a superhero? See, they're just trying to fit this in. I don't like this one bit, people. I don't like this one bit. Saffron loves Booster Gold. There's a particular showrunner creator we were waiting on who expressed interest. We waited a really long time, you guys. And ultimately, he fell out of love. Unlike us, who are in love. We pivoted. It's still one of the important things to us. It's moving forward with somebody else. We can't tell you who. Can't tell you who. But, yeah, it's going forward. It's fine. It's fine. That would be fun. A future Mr. T. Thank you, Amy. See, you've already got it in your mind already. Already got it in your mind. Futuristic Mr. T. Futuristic face. Futuristic George Papard. Futuristic who am I leaving out here? Face George Papard. The crazy guy. Crazy guy. Futuristic crazy guy. All coming together. They're all from the future, but they're going. Maybe they're being chased down by future cops or something like that. They don't want them to change their past to affect the future, so they're trying to go undercover, so they can't change huge things, but they can help out the local neighborhood or something like that. The developers coming into the local neighborhood to take it over, and they gotta fight them off. You know, they're gonna shoot the guns, but they're never actually gonna shoot anybody. Futuristic AT people. I've got it, man. I've got it. I came up with it in 5 minutes, people. That's why you need to pay beer. Where the hell is my squirrel agent? Can we get the Saffron and the Gunn on the phone, please? Crying out loud. He says, let's see, he comes back with future knowledge so he can stop disasters before they start. But, grandfather theory. So, right? If he stops the disaster, but, you know, it saves, like, you know, future Hitler from being born or something like that, then, like, now all of a sudden he's got a bigger problem. So, no, you would come back in the past and you wouldn't be able to change stuff because you would want to be able to, you know, be like Marty McFly. He's playing the guitar and all of a sudden he starts to disappear. You couldn't have that. Couldn't have that, people. That's why. Let's see, like in one story, he stops, say, a bombing, says P-Money, but because he stopped the bomb, it never happened, so nobody knew how heroic he was. So it kind of backfires. Okay, fine. I like mine better. Yes, thank you, Squirrel. Thank you, Squirrel. That's why he's called the greatest hero you've never heard of. Then, like, why? You'd want to be able to hear. Oh, for crying out loud. It makes my brain hurt, P-Money. I like my idea better. And especially a whole lot better, hold on to your butts, people. Because there's going to be, for some reason, I don't know why, nobody asked for it. Literally, George Lopez has gone crazy. They couldn't bring him back. A Blue Beetle animated series, people. Deadline's Rosie Colerdo told you about this. The Saffron says the project from Angel Manuel Soto, noted racist Angel Manuel Soto, and Gareth Dunset, all soccer, the director and a great screenwriter from the 2023 film, is, quote, getting to a place they're going to present for a green light really soon. Follows on the events of the movie. So the universe that you got rid of to bring in James Gunn and the Saffron is going to have an animated series following the events of the movie that the universe that you got rid of. Does that make any sense to anybody here? Let me just go back here. By the way, the DC brand was being defined by different creative teams in the company, and each was pursuing their own distinct vision of the characters, the stories, and then left little room to collaborate or crossover. So it wasn't one DCU, but many, said Saffron. Ultimately, this fracture proved very challenging for consumers and chipped away at the very identity of our brand, but we're gonna green light Blue Beetle, the animated series. What? Huh? Ah, for crying out loud. P-Money says, let's see, I know, time travel paradoxes. It's why Back to the Future actually doesn't make sense. No, it makes sense because he's trying to get his father, you know, to be in a better place. You know, he's the one that's doing the guitar, but it's only because his father, like, what did he do? Break his hand or stab his hand or something like that. So he has to get his mom and dad back together, but he can't, like, bring them together because he's their son, right? And that'd be kind of weird. You know, kind of like Batman and Robin there. So, like, no, he does it where he's not trying to be seen as changing the world. He couldn't do that. That's what makes it interesting. That's what actually kind of makes it interesting. So it does make sense, P-Money. It does make sense. Like, how does Marty go into the future and sees himself? Wouldn't he have just been missing for all those years? How does Marty go into the future and see himself? Well, no, because he's still, you know, he's still going through the motions. They like, you know, skip past all those years. You know, he's still doing the thing. Still doing the thing of whatever he's doing. And then he ends up seeing himself in the future. Right? It's been a while since I've seen that movie. But, yeah, that's That's how it works, right? So he continued on doing whatever he was doing because they went, right? They went from the previous movie, they jumped in the car, went all the way into the future, but Marty would have still gotten into the, Toyota pickup truck or whatever the hell he had, won the race, right? So, he would have been doing whatever he was doing in high school and college and all that other stuff, you know. But Doc Brown came back from the future. He came back from the future, picked up Marty, and then they went into the future, right? So he still saw himself in the future, right? He didn't go back beforehand and then kill himself before he jumped into the time traveling machine. That would have gotten rid of Marty. That would have, grandfather paradox. That's what would have happened. So, the far future of 2015. That's right. I'm still waiting on my flying cars, people. Still waiting on the flying cars, people. Anyways, that took way longer than Bear expected. But you are now caught up on whatever the hell Gunn and the Saffron are doing. Bear still says they're selling the entire lot. They're selling the entire DC Studios. This is all just marketing and fluff, people. They literally got nothing. They got Superman. That's it. And they're going to try to back that up with Supergirl/Woman. Okay. Sure thing. 2026. I don't know, man. I don't know. Some theorize, says Amy. Let me get it off of this. Some theorize you could never return to the timeline you left, says Amy. Well, that would include, M theory, multiverse type situations there. Bear's not a big believer in that. River of time and all that sort of stuff. So you could, pick up your boat out of the river and, bring it upriver or downriver from time and plop it back in, and it worked just fine. The water continues to rush along. So, yeah, I don't buy that theory, Amy. I don't buy that theory. It is a theory that there is multiple universes, but I don't, I don't know. Is there a different universe where you won the lottery instead of lost? I don't think so. I think whatever random events brings you to that particular location, kind of like, what was it? The Langoliers? Was that it? The Stephen King? I think it was a book and also a TV mini-series where the airplane lands in, of course, Maine, and like nobody's around and they're trying to figure it out, but they're like out of time, like literally like outside of time. And then they had like the evil Pac-Man. The evil Pac-Man, they were coming from behind. They were eating the past, as the future continued, and they were kind of stuck in like what we would be considering the present, although the present had moved on and they were kind of stuck there. So that's kind of Bear's theory. Bear's theory is once you have that predetermination or determination, then it's wiped out in the past and wiped out in the future. You might be able to go back, maybe. Doubtful, but it's possible. You could probably go to the future. Definitely do time dilation there, but join us once again next time for Bear Talks Theoretical Physics and M Theory. You won't want to miss out on the next Barely Live, people. Next Barely Live. Whatever theory works for your movie. I know, maybe that's why Bear has put a lot of thought into this. Thanks, Bear. I'm even more depressed with the DC movie universe now than I was before. Well, listen, they could just put out Superman and then, as Bear says, sell it off to, Apple or Amazon or something like that. I think what they're trying to do is like just a turnkey universe, cinematic universe with DC superheroes. I think that's exactly what they're trying to do. They're trying to, build up the slate of possible movies that could come, behind Superman. We've got it all lined up, but hey, if you want to go in a different direction, be my guest. That's why they got like two different Batmans. So, I think that's where they're going to go with it. That's been Bear's theory for, since 2 years ago when they first started it. So I think that's the theory. I think it still holds up. Of course, Bear could be wrong. Bear could be wrong. Theory supports the narrative, and that's what it's trying to achieve, says Amy. I know, it's fine. Stephen King said that the movie ruined his imagination of what the Langoliers looked like because they look so terrible. Well, look, you know, it was an ABC miniseries. They spent all the money on the plane and Portland Airport or wherever it was. They spent all their money on that, so they didn't have enough money for the little Pac-Man eating whatever Langolier things. So, listen, I don't care if it ruined Stephen King for life. That's fine for Beer. That's fine. That's fine for Beer, people. Yes, indeed. All right, Beer is way, way, way too long for an hour-long show, people. You know, we went through the Trump Hotel in Gaza. We've went through time travel theories. We've went through DC and their craziness. We even did a little bit of campaign updates for you good people. Oh yeah, and by the way, the asteroid isn't going to impact Earth, so no worries about that. You're safe for now, people. You're safe for now. So I want to thank everybody that showed up here. We went long last night, so another long night here tonight for old Bear here. But want to thank Amy. Are they going to be doing a D&Q tonight, Amy? We'll find out here. P-Money as well, all of our Russian bots and lurkers. Oh, and also all of the P-Moneys out there and little P-Moneys. I want to say hello to everybody out there. So, no asteroids at all. Well, it's not going to hit the Earth, but it might hit the moon. So, you know, if you want to get your cheese, get it while it's good before an asteroid hits the moon. Melissa says, hi, no D&Q tonight. No D&Q tonight. So, well, we will see all of you right back here on Saturday, as we do every Wednesday and Saturday at 8 o'clock. Bear will come up with some sort of show. Listen, I don't know what it's going to be, but it will be fun. I can guarantee you that, people. Maybe a little bit of theoretical physics as well, people. Barely get it off the tongue here. All right, anyway, speaking of theoretical physics and cheese in the moon, you know what? Bear's getting just a little bit hungry, so he's gonna head back into the woods. So until next time, people, grrrrr.